How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Limbs again. I think this is like the fourth time.
I think so as
It's,
well.
uh,
We tend to make a tradition out of this at this point. It's like anytime we come through Philly,
Which is great, though.
you and I are
love
going to
it.
sit down and talk at least. Yeah.
All right, Jordan, and obviously your name and what you do in the band.
Yeah, so my name is Jordan Hunter. I play guitar in Limbs.
Awesome. Well, as you know, it is a tradition. So, I guess how have things been? You did like a short run with Beartooth.
Yep.
And now you're on tour with Beartooth. So,
Yeah.
two twos.
Yep, jumping from tooth to tooth.
But how's the Beartooth tour been? I feel like for myself, I was looking forward to it because it feels very much in your lane. Like
It is.
musically, like you guys kind of all have that similar sound. So how has a tour been? I feel like you guys are pretty early on, but
Yeah,
how's it been?
we're only a few days in, but in all honesty, it's been incredible. Like Beartooth they're super hospitable dudes, like incredibly kind. Like they've been nothing but homies since the start, like and taking us on and like letting us do this. And yeah, exactly like you said, like this is basically a perfect tour for our
Sure.
style of
Yeah.
music. Very well received amongst people that have come so far. Thankfully, we're very grateful for that. And yeah, I mean, really, I literally have nothing but positive things that I could say about this tour going on right now. It's literally amazing.
That's awesome. And then obviously I have to talk about the elephant in the room, Dan. We talked about Chris the last time,
Sure.
and then now Josh. Josh and Dan had left. So I guess how have you guys been like hanging on and like going through that process? I assume you have like touring members that are on tour, but
yeah. I mean, bands have growing pains.
Sure.
It happens. It's so common far too often. Daniel and Josh, they just came to different points and they just
Sure.
needed to go off, and they both are like they both work very hard outside of the band, like with other jobs
Yeah,
and
sure.
things like that, and things have just been taking off, for both of them, fortunately, and
Yeah, that's
they
awesome.
just they were ready to move on. Touring can be very
Yeah.
taxing, especially on like smaller bands that are still trying to grind it out like we do. So it for certain people it gets to a point where they're ready to move on to the next thing, and like nothing but respect. Those guys, I have years and years of fantastic memories touring with those guys, and I wish them nothing but the best. We're still fine with all that sense. There's no bad blood or anything like
sure.
that. So.
I mean, I didn't feel like there was
No,
based
never.
off of like their posts, and obviously miss you guys as well. But I feel like you guys were all very close as just not only like band members but like friends as well.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that. But I guess for other bands that kind of go through this, like you're saying, growing pains, like how do you feel like you've gone through this experience a couple of times now? How do you feel like you would give like advice to somebody else that's in a band maybe that isn't kind of like struggling with those sort of same things? Like
You mean just like dealing with it in general?
Yeah,
and things
yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's just like I would just say that if it's really something that you're still continuously passionate about and you still have the drive and you still want to push, I mean, like, go for it. It's like I said, it's like no one band has any set path. Every band's path of trajectory is different, and people or bands get to different points different ways. So all I can say is that if anybody else is in those situations and you have the opportunity to continue and it's realistically possible, go for it. We only have one opportunity to do this, right? Before
yeah,
it's just like
before it's all
out the
over.
window anyway. So
I feel like that's I can find a lot of similarities to what I do because I do this as a part-time gig.
Yeah.
Even though I love doing it, I don't get paid to do all this sort of stuff.
it's a passion.
But it's still a passion.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, I feel like when I see a band that like maybe goes through some hardships and they're able to push through it, they earn my respect even more so.
Sure.
So obviously we've been friends for a couple years now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's that same sort of like passion that I have for you guys is like I really hope that you guys do well, despite maybe the not so good parts of it.
There's always going to be turbulent parts. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
anybody that ever goes into anything thinking that it's always just going to be seamless and perfect, more often than not is mistaken. As a polite way to put it. Of course, you do have certain bands that remain with one specific set lineup.
Yeah, sure.
And that's great. That's fantastic. But not every band. you
Yeah,
know?
no, absolutely.
And so that's totally fine.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But the next thing is, obviously, you guys have released new music
Sure.
with your new vocalist. Do you guys, obviously, we kind of talked off camera a little bit, but do you guys have plans to work on like maybe an EP?
Yeah.
Are you guys going to continue to release singles, or how? I guess how would you be going about it now?
Right now, we're definitely writing for a release of some sort.
Okay.
You know, we put out those 2 singles all of 2019, and that was really just to kind of help showcase like the transition, like you
Sure.
said, with Austin coming into the band on vocals and stuff like that. But yeah, like moving forward after this tour, you know, we've been writing so much even before this, you know, tons of demos and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of like
Sitting down and
sitting down and just like really hashing through it and like really you know, deciding how we want to go about implementing the next record cycle.
Sure. And then how has I guess Austin contributed? Like you said, he's the newest vocalist.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to kind of continue the similar sound of the singles? Are you going to kind of take blends of that and like Father Son and like maybe Sleep?
Yeah,
stuff like that?
I mean, I wouldn't say that we necessarily want to like go into anything writing with a certain mindset that we want it to sound like our previous stuff,
Sure.
especially because like, you know, as there have been member changes and things like that, like the writing processes have also changed to some extent. But yeah, I could say that like, you know, if you dug the singles with Abandon and Stare, then like you would be very much into like whatever the newer material that
Sure.
gets released. And as far as Austin's vocals go, I would say that there's going to be a pretty healthy mix between like, you know, like gritty and then like clean vocals and things like that.
Yeah, because he's like, I feel like he's so, not, I wouldn't say so different from Chris, but I feel like his vocal tone is just so unique, and I do enjoy it a lot. So
I agree. He does have a different tone of voice. With
but
his
it's
thing.
still the same. Like when I listened to the limb singles, like I was like, it's still you. Like it's still the same sound. Like, you know, obviously with some variation, but I like the progression you guys are going in, and hopefully we'll be seeing some new stuff maybe this year.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah, definitely.
But the next thing is, obviously got to ask. You've been on the road for a little bit. Who have you been jamming? What are you guys jamming in the car this time around?
Oh, okay. Let's see. I have been jamming a lot of Pine Grove.
Ooh,
Pine
nice,
Grove
yes.
just dropped their new record, Marigold. Me and the drummer have literally just been obsessed with it, like on this whole tour, just like jamming. It actually like came out like at midnight when we started the tour, so it like could not have been more perfect.
Yeah.
Like it just drops and we're like, all right, let's start this tour. And we've just been listening to it pretty much nonstop, I would say. Halsey just put out a new record.
Yes, that is correct.
I am unapologetically in love with top 40s pop, and I have no problems like admitting that whatsoever. So yeah, I definitely have jammed that new Halsey record several times from front to back already. And then, you know, classics like Bon Iver.
Yeah.
I'll always listen to Bon Iver and things of that sense. But I would say, yeah, those are probably the top 3 so far for me on this run.
Awesome. If there was one like record if you could do a split EP with some band, what band would you want to do a split EP with?
That's a fantastic question.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's I'm trying to think if it's better to like name something that's in the genre or just like
Just go
something that's
wild.
like so off in left field that it just makes no sense whatsoever.
How about you give me one that's just like
Dude,
way out of the
Blink
book?
182.
Okay,
like
okay.
that's totally would always be like my number 1 if I ever got a chance to, for sure.
And then what would be one that I guess is like more, I guess, closer to home a little bit, you know, like within the genre, I guess. at
Split with
much.
Every Time I Die would be sick.
Ooh.
But
Who knows?
You never know.
You could tweet at him.
Never
Tweet
know.
at Every Time I Die, Limbs, Split 2021. We'll do that. I feel like that. We'll give it some time. We'll give it some time to percolate on the internet. It could happen. You know, never know. But my last thing, Jordan, obviously, like I mentioned a few times, you guys are on tour. But what do you guys got going on, I guess, for the next couple months?
just writing and more shows coming up when we can announce them, you know? It's but mostly writing right now.
Mostly
It's like
writing.
we just want to like really, like I said, start getting prepared for the next cycle that we're going to go out for our record.
Sure. Are you guys gonna go back with Tim and Bo, or are you guys switching it up this time?
It's all still in talks in that
Ooh,
regard. So
okay.
You never know.
Who knows? We'll
never
find
know.
out. But go check out Limbs. They're a fantastic band, and if you are missing out on them on this tour, Hopefully they'll come to a city near you very soon.
We love Philadelphia. We
There
can't
you
ever
go.
get away from the
You can't-
city.
You can't. If you miss out on seeing me, then I'll be a little sad.
Yeah,
but
I mean, definitely.
But go check out Limbs. Links are in the description where you can find out about the band. I mean, I've had them on 4 times. I feel like at this point, if you don't know about them,
It's on you.
It's on you. Yeah, it's on you at this point. But go check them out. If you enjoyed this interview, share it, like and subscribe. It goes a long way. And thanks, of course, to Jordan and Limbs for coming back on.
Thank you for having me.
For like the 20th time.
Dude, it's a tradition.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.